Alright guys, here we are, and for the first review I should do a game that I actually hated playing before. I've never actually been a fan of Star Conflict, but the last time I played and tested out with this sucker, I actually found that the developers of this free-to-play little gem here actually done VR right. You'll find in further videos I do in the future that I will be critiquing VR specifically, not just how great a game is. We all love Half-Life 2, and even though Half-Life 2 has a VR element, I will be reviewing that, and I'll have some critiques about that I don't like. But you gotta give games like that some credit. Like, they weren't designed for VR in the first place. And it's the same thing for Star Conflict, but they did a very good job. But anyway, let's just get right into it. I'll start talking about things I like about it, what I don't like about it, and we'll go from there, and I'll have some conclusion at the end, okay? Now, first, it might help to actually put the Oculus on, since that's what I'm planning on doing. But anyway, the first thing I want to talk about when I get this on here is actually how the menu interface works, which I think is unique, and I'd like to see other games try it. Gotta put my glasses on here. Oh, by the way, before I even get started on that, you'll notice that there's lights on here, which I can't actually see in my human eye, but of course the camera can. But these LEDs are actually for the Oculus positional tracker, which is great. Not every game takes full advantage of that feature. Star Conflict kind of does, but it's not really important. But nonetheless, that's what they're there for. Okay, now of course it might help to push the camera. There we go. And here we are. Put my headphones back on. Alright, so as I was saying, in this menu here, something I really love seeing is how they implemented it into the VR environment. Like, this is what you would actually see on your monitor if it's just a monitor in front of you. But I love how they kind of put it into the 3D space, and I love the bordering around it. So it feels like they actually took some thought, like, how is it going to be in this virtual reality environment? How are people going to look at this? And then behind it, you actually have the hanger that you actually see in the menu after the login screen. I think it's a nice touch. It's not like it's really all that important, but subtlety is, you know, a very important thing. You know, if you can't notice it, you're doing it right. You'll hear me say it a lot about VR. And it's one of the things, like, and I thought about it, and I look around like, oh, look at that. You know, and in the future, people are not going to care about what it's going to look like behind you, but there it is. Alright, let me find my keys here really quick here. Very important to find that. Also, in this 3D environment, they actually have a mouse. And it's actually a three-dimensional mouse. I'm only showing one of my eyes, but if I squint one eye, open the other one, and squint that eye and open the other one, it actually is a little bit hovering over the image just a slight bit. Anyway, I go ahead and log in. It's my Steam account, so just log in really simply. Okay, this is what you normally see when you're playing a game in 2 dimensions. You just have the ship in front of you and a little bit of a hanger view. But again, even in the login screen, you see the whole shebang. Now, I don't know if this was already existent before or they added this later. I'm not sure, but in any case, they did a really good job. Again, I used to hate this game. This was just like, I thought it was going to be a lot like War Thunder, which it is in a lot of respects, but it's like, yeah, this wasn't for me. But after playing it through new eyes, so to speak, it actually grabbed my attention how well they did to bring this to a VR environment. Anyway, let's just get right to the game itself. I'm going to hit launch down here. I don't care what game mode I play, it's just hit engage here. Thing about putting something on your face, that's where you itch. It's like, I didn't itch before, but now that it's on my face. Anyway, if anyone who's ever played War Thunder, you'll notice some similarities here. Like, after I hit the launch and then engage, it's a timer up with an average wait time for a server, which is now 1 minute. It's not terrible. I'll keep talking while we're waiting then, I suppose, if there's anything else I can think about this. Oh, yeah, this interface itself. I wish War Thunder would do the same thing. If I go to menu here, there's a lot of settings here. First, there's the Oculus Rift itself. I mean, having that section alone is great. It could be under graphics, but I think it's just knowing it's there. And I can tell this interface is scaled to different size. I hit apply, like that. War Thunder had it all the way up to here, And then I was like, oh my god, I'm trying to find what I'm looking for. As much as this is impressive and cool, it's daunting and really close to my face, and I'm looking for things that I shouldn't have to do that. So I just hit back to on where I had it before, hit apply, and now it's not so uncomfortable. It's not. It's like looking at a virtual monitor in my eyes. Also, at least the Dev Kit 2 is only 1080p. I'm saying that now. But 1080p is really not quite enough to have the best resolution for a VR environment, and they took that into mind when you're looking at text. They made everything nice and big and clear to read. It's not small text. I played a little bit of Elite Dangerous at a LAN party recently, and they had some issues with some text being unreadable in the cockpit, which is obviously not a good thing. But looking what they've done here, even this lower resolution, when I can see the pixels in front of my face, it's not that bad. It's readable. It's not hurting my eyes. They did a good job overall. Wow, we're still waiting. Good grief. Maximum wait, 4 minutes. Not much else I can say about the interface. You can invite a fan. I know who these people are. Leaderboards, Armory. Yep, yay. And else in settings we can look at it for the Oculus. Super sampling, I never messed with this. I imagine it has something to do with like an anti-aliasing effect, but I don't really know. Low persistence, I don't know why you'd ever had it unchecked, but what low persistence means is the amount of time between my head tracket movement and the what I see in my face. And it's already pretty low. Oh, there we go, we're loading. It's a little disorienting when I move around and the loading screen chops a little bit, but that's to be expected in just about any game. But although it is nice to have a loading screen. One of the games I'll be reviewing in the future is called Vox Machine, and they don't have a loading screen at all. It's like, really? I'm just looking at nothing. Love the three-dimensional look there. The grid is clearly in front of me like the rest of the screen. And that's always disorienting. The warp in, it's like they make you cross-eyed. Like, literally, like, it's like you take my right eye and my left eye is like cross-eyed. I think they do that on purpose to give you an effect of being in warp. But also, first of all, initial impressions. Like I said, this was not my favorite game in the beginning when I first played this game, and now I got the Rift. It gives me new way of looking at it. I would love to see a cockpit view, but I understand why they didn't have a cockpit view. This game never had a cockpit view at all. Third-person perspective, but they put you right up close to the ship. Honestly, my precision tracking is working, so because I can look on the other side here. My HUD is three-dimensional, which is nice, but wherever my cursor is where I shoot. That's kind of a concern people talked about in the past about having a cursor. If it's your right eye or left eye, whichever one's dominant, where's it going to hit? And I feel like it's pretty accurate. All I can say is wow. Not as high as a resolution if I was just looking at my monitor directly, but still very, very impressive. The asteroids are very there. I have a very real sense of how close I am to them. And for a free game, just like with War Thunder, I am impressed at the level of detail in this. Now, you're probably looking at this as my one eye I'm showing you is just my right eye. You're probably thinking, so what? It looks like a two-dimensional display. But when you have two eyes to look through, you can really tell the depth of how far this rock is, making this thing an ease to fly around. HUD, it's there. You got the initial HUD in front of me that tells you where things are, like you would on a two-dimensional display. So I can find where point A is. It's right there. So I'm going to checkpoint B. I see in my HUD. I can fly towards that. There's B right there. But the targeting out there is clearly separate from the HUD in front of me. Which, having this kind of thing in VR gives you a leg up over people who do not have an Oculus Rift or any other head-mounted display. I can clearly see where everyone is at all point in time. Well, that was a short match. Not that I did a whole lot there. But That's a little bit disorienting. Let's try that again. Hope we don't have to wait so long this time and have a bit longer of a match to look around with. I can customize in this ship. No, I can't customize while I'm waiting for a match. That makes sense. I only got the one ship anyway, because I've never played this game all that much, but I think I'll be playing it a lot more now that I have the Rift. It's certainly a lot more enjoyable because of it. It really is. This interface, okay, let's go back to that a little bit, since we're waiting for another match. I really just can't put into words how good of a job they've done. It feels like I'm looking at a monitor, but it's not a strain to look at. It's not like where War Thunder explained before, where I have to look all the way around just to see my interface from here. I don't know. It's just well done. I'll just leave it at that. So it's a little dry, so if I cough a lot, I apologize. Yep. I'll have one ship to choose from anyway. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Same level again. Now, as I said, for a free game, this is pretty well detailed, but it's not the most detailed game I've ever seen. But something that VR does is that even you can take some of the more crappiest looking games, it just feels a lot better in a VR space. And of course, with this nice computer I have with a 660 Ti for the Win Edition, I mean, it just runs butterly smooth, which is very important. Frame rate drops are never good. Alright, just gonna do some playing here. You guys can see what I'm experiencing. Looking at my funny face while I'm doing it. That was awesome. Whee! Let's find me another target, huh? Oh, there goes another one. You have to shoot that guy. There we are. I think we're winning this time around. I'm not sure. Come here. Even that smoke looks three-dimensional. It probably isn't, but it certainly get the impression of that. Reloading my missiles. Great. This cloak. You know, that cloak looks pretty freaking awesome. That's an awesome looking cloak. You can't see me. Ooh, I flew right by you. You didn't see me. And now I'm uncloaked. What are you going to do now, bitches? Ah, really? Really? Now again, the advantage I have here is that I can see all the way around me. He knows I'm behind him, but he has to concentrate on flying in front of him. It's just a natural feeling of... Oh! Unbelievable! Who shot? That must have been his friend there. Alright. I can do a death recap. Nah, that's alright. Let's just get back to it. Wow, that just looks weird. I wonder if there's a way I can use my mouse. Left control, maybe? No, left control just goes to this HUD. Oh, I see. Left control allows me to see away from a ship. That could be handy from time to time, I can see that, but I could easily just look behind me. just don't have a whole lot of targets to shoot at. Oh, come here. Come back here. There we go. Just incredible. Oh, really? How do I countermeasures? Well. Okay. I'll have to play this game a lot more. There's not a whole lot of bad guys out there. There we are. Come on. There we go. Destroyed. I actually got credit for that one. Even when I'm being a cockpit, this does feel really good. Like I said, this game does not have a cockpit view mode of any kind. Just this being right above just feels about right. It's almost like I'm writing it. That could be taken the wrong way. Sick bastards. There we go. I am really not good at these missiles. Oh, apparently my shields are down. I should be careful. Did I dodge it yet? Ah. Oh well. What's that? Did I have a repair drone? Is that a repair drone? Huh. We have barely any ships left. Come on. I don't know, this is one of those games I could just like not bother to actually play the game. Just fly around is cool. Can't tell if those rocks in the distance are there or not. Probably not, but they certainly look like they are. Oh, there's the... Okay. I'm reloading missiles still. Okay. Okay. Oh, oh, oh! Alright, so I got 6 missiles, it looks like. What a sucky missile! Are you not even heat-seeking at all? Oh! This link lost. You know, now I think about it, I wonder if that's a three-dimensional representation of the battlefield back there. Congratulations, boys. Could be. Successful. Search for loot, huh? Alright. Okay. This is one of the reasons why you shouldn't have a display way in your close to your face all the way around you, because you can see this information at a glance. Where'd my mouse go? There's the mouse. Okay.
Great fight, mercenary.
And now the last thing about this VI interface I'll say is that I wanted to say before the game started, but it just kind of did by surprise. Now, a lot of these buttons you'll see kind of raise up. I think that's very important, especially if you have a three-dimensional mouse, because if you look at my left eye, there's my right eye. Like, you guys look at my right eye, and you'll see as soon as it hits it, it's on there. And my left eye is not quite on the button yet, but if I go the other way around, I wonder. Yeah, it looks like they're using the left eye as the dominant, but having it raise up like that makes sure you know that, okay, you actually have that button highlighted. That's a good thing, or at least it lights up like that one. Even in the settings menu, if we go to like the Oculus Rift support, and these buttons down here raise up just slightly, that's all very good. Oh, no, don't bother going into the game. Just, yeah, get back here, I guess. But I'll log out. Any case. Wow. Anyway, final initial impressions of this. For a game that was not designed for virtual head-mounted displays of any kind, they did a very good job of adapting it to that. It would be nice to see more things added in the future, or future patches, like maybe adding a cockpit view of some kind, so if someone wants to be in a cockpit, they can. I'm sure it would feel great. But really, there's not a whole lot of criticism I can give to Starfall Conflict. In the gameplay in general, it's not my kind of game, which is why I didn't like it the first time I played it. But being that they've done a very good job implementing the ability of having a head-mounted display and making the game work very well with it, I'll be playing more in the future. It's still not my favorite game to play, but wow, I mean, it's really good, you know, and just that enjoyable. Not much more I can say about that. It's just the best positive thing I can say is just they did a really good job of implementing VR so it's comfortable. That's a big problem I find in a lot of demos. They're just not comfortable. They're eye straining, or they just don't implement the technology very well. And they honestly did a very good job of implementing it. The best criticism I can give, I have to think about this. Hold on. I'm still thinking. See, that's how good of a job they did. There's some things I could think of, but I have a lot of understanding. This game was not designed for VR headsets to begin with, so it's like I can't give that criticism because, you know, they did a good job in implementing that, despite this, you know, where they began. Maybe just having a higher resolution textures. They did a good job with text. I can't complain about the text because they did a good job. I could read everything I need to see. It's really clearly laid out despite the lower resolution of the dev kit too. But maybe just in the future, just having high resolution textures. I mean, I have noticed when you're on and above the ship, that close to your ship, having an ability to have more detail into it, even if it's just bump mapping, it would be very, very good. I mean, hell, there's not a whole lot of bad things I can say about it. It's just well done it's obviously not done from the ground up for VR, but adapting it to VR, they did a fantastic job. So, developers, if you ever see this video, congratulations, good job. You actually got me to play the game again and actually find it somewhat enjoyable. Like, wow, holy crap. I mean, I didn't find this game very enjoyable before, and now I actually kind of like it a bit more than War Thunder, and War Thunder is my favorite game in the free-to-play universe thus far. So there you have it. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I will have more in the future, so subscribe if you'd like to see more of what I think about these new games coming out, or demos, and adaptations to VR. That's something I'm happy to get into. Now that I have one of these things, I'm Looking forward to doing a lot more research and finding what works, what doesn't work, giving good criticism so that developers know, at least from my standpoint and opinion, what's working, what's not working, and just, make this technology good. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other things we could use other than gaming, but this is what the Oculus Rift came out to do, essentially, is just bring VR games into the market at a reasonable cost. I mean, $300 plus that's still a lot of money, but it's not out of reach, especially for the PC Master Race anyway, because the PC Master Race, let's face it, we spend a lot of money on our computer hardware, and this is not out of reach for us. So anyway, like I said, subscribe if you want to see more. Put some comments below. If you know me on Facebook, I might even put a link for that too. By all means, I want to hear from your guys' feedback. If you got some games you think I should try, let me know that as well. And that's all. Thanks for watching.